Hello and welcome to Beyond the Deals podcast. I'm your host, Gabrielle Simmons. Today we have Natalie Gold with us. So great to have you here.
Thank you.
And our schedules have been crazy trying to put together this podcast. So I'm glad we finally made it work. The weather in Colorado has been crazy for y'all watching that aren't in Colorado. Hopefully you haven't experienced all the snow and cold that we have. Also, I want to do a quick mention to our sponsor, Builders Outlet. Builders Outlet is your go-to for windows, cabinets, doors, and trim. Located right here in Denver, Colorado, downtown. You can check them out, and you can actually order doors online on their website at buildersoutletco.com. All right, Natalie. Thank you for making the drive up too, because you're also in Colorado Springs, right?
No, I'm in Lone Tree.
Oh,
yeah.
Why? I feel like everything that we talk about is like in Colorado Springs.
I have a lot of things in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
But It's funny. We're like on the opposite. Like I have to go that way. You have to come here.
Mm-hmm.
We should just swap houses.
Yeah, we can actually do that. So Natalie, you are with Principal Title.
Yes.
And you guys were one of our recent sponsors for our holiday quarterly social.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think of the event, by the way?
Oh my gosh, I absolutely loved it. I met so many new faces and truly, the room was full of just like so many people in the industry. It was great. It was from really great connections and it was awesome to see like what you felt. So it's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Those are a lot of fun. I call it a party, but for business.
Yeah.
Like that's how it feels to me. Like we're all coming together to just party, kind of let loose, but also do some business together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you do at Principal Title.
So I just recently started Principal Title. I am their sales manager. So I've brought over a couple different sales reps and I'm just helping them get trained up and get some sales for Title.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel who do you guys like usually look for? I guess like who's your target go-to when you're looking to do some sales, get some clients, and realtors, I would imagine is
Yeah.
Okay.
Realtors are like the big one. Investors, honestly, we do a lot of deals with investors, and then lenders for the refis. I always call those like the frosting on top.
Yeah. Because they send a lot of business.
Well, once refis are booming more, but yes.
Oh, yeah. Which isn't happening right now.
Yeah.
Not so much. Yeah. So what got you into working at Principal Title? What did you do prior?
I actually owned and built my own title company, and I ran that for 5 years.
Yeah. What was that like? Yeah, let's just start there. What was that like, just running your own title company?
Honestly, the craziest thing that I tell people all the time is like, I had no idea the amount of personal growth that I was going to have in building something like that. That was like the silver lining and the piece that I actually love, because I feel like I broke through with a lot of barriers that like I had no idea I needed to break through.
Personally, right? Yeah. Not even having to do with the business itself, but you as a individual.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a lot of strength and a lot of like, there's just so much that goes into building a business, especially building a title company, with like the amount of stress and just figuring out why. Like, why are you doing this? And then getting over like all the different struggles that come your way.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say was your biggest hurdle that you faced during that time?
Honestly, I think I wouldn't even say it was a hurdle, but I think I'd say like the biggest accomplishment that I had was just truly building the relationships that I built with all the different types of people that I built them with. I think that was like the coolest part, because I feel like I kind of brought together a lot of different groups of people, and that was like really cool to look back on and be like, wow, like we're all so different, but all so like unique.
Yeah.
And just like,
and similar, like all so different, but so similar.
Yeah.
And then you can build that community around yourself, like with all of these people who come from different walks of life.
Yes.
I hope that. I appreciate that. Obviously, in what I do. Like, that's literally it. And then you also get like the personal satisfaction from that too, of like feeling like you're the center of that, like, oh, look at how I've been able to cultivate not just these great relationships for myself and for the people, that are working with me too, but then like it's a ripple effect.
Yes.
Like I've been able to create a community of people who refer each other and want to do business with each other, want to hang out with each other and go to church together, right? And like all of these things. And to know that you're the catalyst behind that feels really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was fun. I was like, that's my favorite part. And that's kind of what I now am rebuilding and helping this smaller title company build their business out. So it's been really fun to like have a new project.
Mm-hmm. And with Principal Title, where are you guys located and like what areas do you serve?
So we service all 64 counties in Colorado.
Okay.
And our main office is in Arvada, but we do have several different locations that we close out of. So we have one in Castle Rock, Centennial DTC, downtown Cherry Creek, and then the main one in Arvada. But we also are a little bit different in the sense that we do not charge like a closing fee if you want to close at any other office. So a lot of like agents are EXP or Real and they don't have offices or they work remotely. So we just normally will close anywhere they like.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
That's nice. And then, of course, like these days, you can get a mobile notary and close literally anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
but they don't have to pay for it. Like we'll just pay out for that. And we also don't charge if it's like a Spanish speaking or another language
for translation services.
You guys, we do not.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is Principal Title also led by a lady?
It is not. I mean, it's led by a lady. Yes, I guess you could say.
Not owned.
Yes.
Not woman owned.
Yeah.
Okay. I know we have a little bit of a bias for those women owned businesses.
Yeah, they actually do have quite a few owners, which is cool. So yeah, there are several women that are owners in it. So that's cool.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet. And then going back to your title company that you built, right? What made you want to start that? What did you do prior to starting your own title company?
So I've actually been in title since I was 18. Yeah. So take it all the way back.
Like 10 years ago.
I know. No, my boyfriend at the time when I was 18 was a mortgage broker. And so he was the one that got me into title. And he was like, you should do title. And he owned his own mortgage company. And so I did title like for him.
Goes hand in hand.
Yeah. And I learned a lot. And then fast forward, I decided after handing out all these checks, I was like, I can do that. I can be a realtor. So then I was a realtor for 3 years. And I think that's where I really truly learned like the struggle that realtors go through. And that's why it's so much on my heart to like help these newer agents just push through that mindset. Because I was able to push through that, but I didn't quit. And then after I was a realtor for a while, I went back into title because I realized that I didn't set boundaries with clients. I kind of, if they said they wanted to see a house, I'd drop it and just go see the house. I'd be there in 10 minutes, okay? Even though my kids had a practice that I promised them I'd be at. So like I missed a lot of things by putting my work first. And so I learned a lot of lessons, but I'm such a believer in God. And I remember I took my son out for his 13th birthday. And I was like, oh, like, how is baseball going? And he's like, what? You missed every one of my games. And I was like, oh, like, that hurt, even though I paid for it. And that same day, somebody called and asked me to do title sales. And I was like, yes, I will. So it's like,
because then you could transition into more of a normal job.
Yeah,
right.
Like I'm Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 versus like what I was doing. Because I had 16 buyers that year. So yeah, I closed a lot, but I definitely didn't do it right. So
and missed a lot of time with your kids.
Yeah.
No, that's a big thing for you to like acknowledge. For one, that like getting sucked into the world of working for yourself, being a realtor, being on the grind, like, and then focusing on like, well, you know, I can have a bunch of buyers and make a bunch of money, but also what am I missing out on?
Yeah. Like, what is it for?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you went from being a realtor, then you started working for a title company.
Yeah.
And then what made you make the decision, right? Because like, that's a big,
I know.
even being a realtor, like you're working for yourself, yeah, but you're also not.
I know. Yeah.
So like to open your own title company, like you're really going heavy into your own business.
Yeah.
And what made you?
I was doing title sales, and I wasn't doing it very long. I did really big events. Like I was really big on like getting party buses and getting people down to the Rockies game. And like those were my favorite things to do. And so a very large top agent came up to me and was like, hey, would you be interested in opening a title company? And here's $50K. Oh, yeah. So I went through a lot of interviews, obviously. It was like 6 weeks of interviews. And through it all, I just kept praying my way through it, asking like, if this is right, like I'll get it, you know, if it's God's will.
Right.
And so after the 6 weeks, they ended up offering me the job and just handing me the money. And I was like, ouch. Now I have to figure it all out.
Oh, and not the job, like giving you basically to be a partner.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
To own and manage this title company with their capital.
Yes.
Right.
And I had to buy into, but yes.
Wow. And so did you feel ready for that? Did you know that you wouldn't make the same mistakes?
No, I felt like an imposter. But I think that's the part that like people don't talk enough about is like when you're given these opportunities, a lot of times you're not going to know, and you fail forward.
You're not ready.
You're not ready. Nobody's ready. But as long as like you're okay with failing and realizing that like you can admit your mistakes and learn from it, then you can keep moving forward. And it's all of those failures that keep you moving forward, that keep you growing.
Yeah.
So,
and when you're honest about them, like when you own your mistakes, I think that's a big thing that makes a difference between those who continue to push forward and perhaps those that don't.
Yeah.
Is the like denial within themselves, but also like the public denial.
Yeah.
If we're stuck in trying to appear perfect or, you know, like we got it all together, we know what we're doing. First of all, that's never a thing.
Yeah.
So like that in itself is going to have you stuck. Yeah. But if you own it and if you're honest and you're like, hey, you know, I've made some mistakes back here. I'm trying not to make those mistakes now. Yeah. Or, you know, this happened last week and this was a failure and it sucks, but okay, here's what I'm doing. Just owning it. And that I think really helps you push forward.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what venture we're pursuing.
I mean, nobody wants to work for a leader that knows it all. Like, I'm one of those people that's like, you make a mistake, that's my mistake too. Like, we can own this together and we'll figure it out because everything, there's no problem that's not solvable, you know? So it's like, everything's figure-outable.
Right. Yeah.
You just got to figure it out.
Yeah. So what would you say is like your current goal with principal title, but also personally in your personal life?
Honestly, in my personal life, I have a vision and a dream. I want to open up a retreat center in the mountains. Yeah. I mean, and that's kind of what I've been pushing so hard to like make sure that I reach these goals for principal title because they obviously see the vision too. And they were like, well, we want to help you with your personal goals if you can help us with this. So I was like, yeah, okay.
Love that.
So yeah, I am. But the retreat center would just help a lot of people, honestly. It's going to help like single moms, getting them up there, but really just all about reconnecting to Mother Earth and like getting people out into nature and off the devices.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this retreat. What does it look like?
So I actually found the land that I know is mine. It's up in the mountains. And it's like 9 acres that backs to the national forest. It has Snake River running through it. It's like crystal clear blue.
Wow.
But it'll have like 9 yurts on it and then like a meeting center in the middle.
Okay.
And the retreats will pretty much just be like a lot of different types of retreats. So like it depends on what you're coming up there for, because I have a lot of people that want to come up there for Bible studies and like things like that would kind of fill them in that way. And then I have people over here that want to do like the breath work and yoga studios out of it. So it'll be rented out for different things for different. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I want to work with a lot of the nonprofits at getting like underprivileged children up there, like really speaking to the community and like pulling those kids out to give them a second chance at like, hey, there's so much more to life. Yeah. Like what you guys are doing.
Right.
And these films.
Could be doing like camps, right? Like summer camps and things, different activities.
Yeah. So my husband went to an underprivileged boarding school. And so I think it's really much on his heart. So now we've kind of aligned and we both have the vision. So it's really like taken off. But
I love that.
It's a 3-year goal. So,
okay. Yeah. And it'll be yours. I love the verbiage that you use too about your land, right? That is yours. That's what you're going after.
Yep.
And it's amazing that you have the opportunity to work with a company that, as you mentioned, has that focus with you, right? Yeah. Of like, hey, we want to help you reach your personal goals, help us reach our company goals. Yeah. And, then we can still move forward, because then you're not going to just reach your personal goals and be like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to stay. You're going to help them build, and vice versa. Yeah. They'll find ways to pour into what you're doing and building that.
That's honestly when I knew that I found the right spot. Because he was like, hey, you did like a video on Facebook about this retreat center. Like, tell me more about that. And then I was like, sure. I go, you're taking interest in. So I think like, oh, you actually noticed. And I thought that was really cool. Just because honestly, like, where I was, I felt like I didn't know the investors very well. I felt like they knew me and I didn't know them. So that was hard because I feel like we didn't align on a lot of things. But that was also just, we didn't put time into that.
Right. It was primarily focused on transactions. Yeah. Right. And that's something that you, in building out the sales team, I imagine is a focus now too, of like how to encouraging them to build those relationships.
Yeah.
Not just bring in clients that are going to do transactions.
Correct. I think title's so much more about building relationships. Like we're supposed to just really be that middle person to really help the transaction just go smoothly, but also like we're building that relationship with the buyers and sellers too. And so that's honestly been really fun because like you really do as a closer, when I was a closer, that was like one of my favorite parts.
And you guys in title, you do a lot more than just like closing a transaction, which like as an investor, I had to learn just how much you guys really do and how much knowledge you have because of how integrated you are into the transactions. So like what I've come to realize is you guys almost do like some consulting too, like a newbie wholesaler. My very first wholesale deal, I wrote the contract wrong, and this lady, I've done most of my deals with her, but I submitted the contract to the title company she was working for, and she's like, this contract, like this isn't, no. And, I fully expected to be like, oh no, like I have to figure out how to do this now. And she just like walked me through understanding the contract and like what makes it legally binding and what doesn't. And that from day one, like really opened my eyes like, oh, okay, you guys aren't just, you're not just handling a transaction. You're really helping people understand the legalities of the contracts, title insurance, and so much more.
Yeah. And that's, again, like my favorite part of this job is like, it's just so fun. Like, and I think that's also why I had to become a realtor before I could open a title company. Like, it's funny when I look back at my life and all the jobs that God put me in, because it was all like, all of them had different traits that I was strengthening. But that one in particular, like, it is so much on my heart to help newer agents. Because they'll come in all scared. I'm like, oh, it's okay. Like, this is exciting. And then I got a bell, so like you ring when your transaction.
Oh,
that is not at a party.
Do you teach any classes?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have a ton right at the moment. I have a ton of events, but we have like a vision board one coming up in a couple weeks. And then I have like a girls pampering day
I love it.
coming up. Yeah.
I love it. And are you doing that in collaboration with a realtor?
That one is more like a community one that I'm doing for the girls Valentine's Day one.
Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to help a small business. And so I have a whole bunch of small businesses like popping up to do. Yeah.
And I just want to speak to that too. Like in everything that you've done as a realtor, as working in title, whether for your own company or another company, like how much engagement you have with the community, it really like can make or break your ability to get clients, to close transactions, to expand.
Yeah.
Right? Like a lot of people, I think, don't understand just how powerful that is.
Yeah.
To do what you're doing, right? Like putting on an event. I've talked to so many business owners who are like, well, how do I get in front of people? How do I spread the word? Like throw an event.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be, if you do nails, right? It doesn't have to be an event about nails.
Yeah. No.
Just putting together a group of people that want to come together for some kind of common interest, book, Bible study, a craft, right? Like ladies pampering day, anything makes an impact because you're able to bring folks together. And then naturally you're going to have conversations about what we do.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all like, and that's why I always say, like, you know, you've made it in life when your job, you're not like trying to escape your job. Your job is just part of your life. Like, I'm just doing things that I would normally do.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to meet some amazing people and like fill them up and teach them different things that they didn't know.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's just fun. Like, I don't feel like my job is a job. I'd say it's just like, this is what I do.
Yeah. And then you get to connect personally, you know, share personal growth and things that you guys have personal interests in that align. And then boom, now you have a new friend and or somebody that you're going to be working with. Yeah. And so it's a win-win in my opinion. Yeah. Also because a lot of us work so hard, it's hard to make friends.
I know. Right?
So I love that in both of our spaces, we get to create friendships that start as business relationships. And then over time, we're like, oh, actually, I really like you as a human. Like, let's hang out.
Yeah. But that's also like God putting them in your path. And I truly believe that.
Yes.
It's like so fun.
Yeah. Aligning us with the people that we're meant to be aligned with. Yeah. I love that. So how do you think our community can really help support what you're doing currently?
Honestly, I think just getting like plugged in here more would be cool. I really love this space. Is that, you mean this space, right?
Yeah. The physical space, the community as a whole, online, Facebook, all of that.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to like team up and just do events together. One of the ones that I really want to work on is just kind of empowering women that you can do flips too, or you can do this and you can invest. Like just teaching people that there's so many options and it's not, you don't need to be scared.
Yeah.
Like I think so many people want to just sit on the sidelines and watch and be like, oh, I could never do that. It's like, yes, you can.
Yeah.
Just go play.
Right. Yeah. No, I love that. And you saying that right now, I just had the thought of us doing like a class together. I would love to. It's been a while since I've taught. I used to do a lot of teaching.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, for wholesaling, creative financing, and buy and hold, because that's been my focus is buying rental properties. And doing it at a young age, doing it as a woman on her own, like it is very empowering, and it's something that I really grew to love teaching.
Yeah.
Because you can watch people transform as they're listening of like, wait, what? How did you? And then I break it down. This is how. And this is where I effed up too. Like these are the mistakes I did. So be ready for that. But like, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And you just saying that kind of just gave me, I've put like teaching on the back burner.
No.
And it's kind of a disservice.
It is.
Yeah.
Like you have such a powerful voice. You would be amazing.
Thank you. Yeah.
I would love to do it with you.
Let's do that. After this, we'll just put a date on the calendar and do a class.
Yeah.
It'll be sponsored by you guys, and we'll strategize what it's going to be about and as a whole. But I think, I would love to do that with you.
Yeah, that would be so fun. Yeah. And like, think of the lives, like speaking of the ripple effect, like that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Like you do a class and you have no idea the impact that you're about to make on not just them, but the people behind them.
Yeah. They're kids.
Yes.
There, right?
Like you're changing a lot when you teach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
And empower.
Yeah. And then we can also talk about just our personal journeys are very, I've had the opportunity to learn some of your personal journey and the things that we've overcome, addiction and building our relationship with God. And like that in itself is also very empowering and inspiring for people that want to be a part of.
Yeah.
They want to be a part of that space, with women who are going through that or who have been through that, and they want to have that support.
Oh my gosh, yes, that would be so beautiful. I love that.
We're always talking about hanging out. It's like, now we get on a podcast. We're like, all right, now we're going to do this whole thing. We're going to conquer the world. Okay. Awesome. Well, we will share details of how to contact you in the show notes below this video. But anything else you want to share with our viewers before we close it up?
Can I share my testimony?
Absolutely, you can. Yes, please.
Okay, I have to. So speaking of addiction, this was about 6 years ago now that God saved me literally. I was doing title sales at the time. So I had just gone back into that role before I opened the title company. And my mom, God bless her soul, she's always been a big partier and alcoholic. And I kind of got that from her. So we were in my garage drinking. And I remember I looked at my clock and it was 3 a.m. And I was like, oh my gosh. And she's like, what? I was like, I don't know. I just don't think I believe in Jesus Christ. It was very super random. I looked at my clock. Then I was like, I don't believe in Jesus Christ. And my mom, who, we've always gone to church. I've always been a believer, starts crying. And I was like, I don't have time for this. It's like, you're ridiculous. I'm going to bed. And so I went upstairs to bed and I couldn't sleep. And I was like, oh my God, that's so weird. At this time I have 4 kids, married to an atheist. But I always took my kids to church and I also taught catechism. So it wasn't like I wasn't at church.
Right.
And so I was staring at my wall, the drunk stares. And I was like, why did I say that? Well, the next day I had to go to work. And I was meeting somebody that I had cold called a month prior, whom I had never met. And he keeps texting that there's an accident. He's like, I promise I'm running late, but I have to see you. Please don't leave. And then he calls, texts again. He's like, it's still so much traffic. I just can't get to you, but I'm trying. So at this point, it's almost an hour late. And I'm pulling, signing my tab to leave. And I have my bag on my purse, my purse on my, yes, I was.
Okay.
I was trying to get rid of the hangover. But I was also still just sitting there why did I say that? And this man comes running into the restaurant, literally out of breath. And he's like, are you Natalie Gold? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh my gosh, I woke up at 3 a.m. and I started praying for you. And I'm sent here to tell you that Jesus Christ is alive and real.
What?
And I just start bawling.
Wow.
Because I'm like, you have no idea. If there's not, there's a God and there's Jesus. There's no way that could happen.
Wow.
And I also had that image of a 99 sheep, there's 100 sheep and one of them goes missing. And that was God just plucking me and putting me back.
Wow.
Yes. But that was also everything changed in my life after that point. So yeah, we'll have to share that because anytime I just feel people just need to know there's a God. And once I really truly went back to church, I stopped drinking and I started believing and I started really following. And I think there's a difference between believing and following.
Yeah. And I think it's important that you share that because it also is some people haven't experienced those things. Yeah. Or in some cases, they show up as miracles, literally miracles in our lives. But in sharing that, it's undeniable, right? It's something that's undeniable of okay, this isn't coincidence.
No. That's just it's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy still calls me every once in a while.
Oh,
And if she would have guardian angel.
the impact of.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, you have no idea. Like, if you weren't such a servant to Christ and didn't listen, you know, like, thank God that you were so close to God that you heard him.
Yeah.
Because I think that's how God uses other people
Yeah.
to get to the lost.
Right. That's so powerful.
Yeah.
Just something I'll share briefly. When I was down and had filed bankruptcy and like feeling, just like the scum of the earth, and really not sure. I didn't see anything next for my life. And at times it was very dark thoughts. But I just wasn't sure what to do, what my purpose, like nothing. Yeah. And I speak to my angel, who is my now business partner, who found me through a friend of a friend and wanted to start a trucking company, but felt like he needed help. And so, while he's not really a believer, I've shared with him, like, he embodies God in so many ways. And I referred to him as my angel, but even as somebody who's not a believer, like, to find ways that they brought you back to God. My business partner's grace on me, given how little resources I had available. Like, I was like, why would you want to go into business with me? Why would you want to start a company with me? Like, I'm broke. I just filed bankruptcy. Like, I'm wallowing in self-pity right now. And you want to start a business with me? Like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just know you can do it. I know we can do it. And he was willing to put the funds behind our entire company for us to buy our trucks, buy our trailers, like, support. Yes. And that kind of helped me, like, really see, like, wow, this person is displaying just so much grace on me. And that started to, like, get me again. I used to be very big and heavy in church and God and studying the Bible, and I had really gotten away from it.
Yeah.
But through this, it was like a reminder of, this person who's in the flesh, their love and their grace on me is just an example. It's just a piece of how much love and grace God has for me.
Oh my gosh.
Every day, no matter how I'm showing up, no matter if I'm addicted, drinking, doing drugs, like, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
We still are loved.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And forgiven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part. That part. Thank you for sharing your testimony.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Of course. Anytime I can, I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, wonderful. Again, we will share your information. I really love that we talked about, just the personal development through business, right? And how, like, owning our own companies, working for ourselves, building, like, it's more of a personal growth thing than it even is the business growth.
Yeah.
And I also love that you shared your vision, your plan, your 3-year goal, plan of what will happen with your retreat center. And I love that I get to be a part of that journey with you.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. This was so awesome.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, that's it for today's episode, guys. Until next time.